Welcome to Annex's tutorial on how to run a meeting part 1. In this video, we'll be covering what to do before a meeting, during a meeting, and after a meeting. In today's business settings, the most common form of communication between coworkers is through email. However, that doesn't mean that meetings have been phased out. In fact, business meetings are very important when you need to discuss matters quickly and efficiently with multiple people. Unfortunately, meetings can be inefficient and a waste of time if they lack the necessary planning or if they are executed improperly. Before a meeting, clarify purpose and aims. A clearly stated purpose or aim describes the key decisions that must be made or actions that must occur at the meeting. Create an agenda. An agenda is a framework that guides and supports the meeting. An agenda helps focus the group's work toward achieving desired outcomes and provides focus and structure for a meeting. Schedule the meeting. Scheduling a meeting involves much more than just making a list of attendees. It requires identifying key people who must attend and either finding times that work for them or notifying them of the meeting's time and location. Post and send out the agenda. An agenda should be sent to participants ahead of time to help them prepare to participate, usually at least 1 week prior. Circulate supporting information in advance. You should always circulate supporting materials to participants in advance of the meeting. However, deciding how much information to send in advance can present a conundrum. Do provide enough information before the meeting so people arrive with the general framework of the issues to be discussed. Make room arrangements. Ensure that room arrangements, including refreshments, are made. Most important is that participants can see and hear each other. Arrange for a recorder. The recorder takes notes on paper, laptop, or on flip charts. For groups that meet regularly, the recorder is responsible for keeping previous meeting notes and agendas in one place where they can be referenced later, such as from a notebook or shared network drive. During a meeting, start on time. Start the meeting promptly on schedule and do not wait for others to arrive. A large amount of professional time is wasted by leaders who wait for more people to arrive before starting a meeting. Ensure a quorum. A quorum is the number of members entitled to vote who must be present in order that business can be legally transacted. The quorum is usually the majority of the members unless a different quorum is decided upon. Review the agenda. Always briefly review the agenda, including the aims and purposes as the meeting gets started. This helps participants focus their attention and understand what will be required of them. Keep the discussion focused. Focus on agenda items. Even if these items are clearly listed and emphasized, creative, intelligent, and committed people may stray from the topic. To get a runaway meeting back on track, the chair can say, "We're getting off topic and need to move back to XYZ." Then he or she repeats the topic, issues, or question again. Encourage participation. Some ways to encourage full participation include, when asking for solutions or ideas, go round robin at least once so everyone has a chance to offer an opinion. When brainstorming, ensure that ideas or suggestions are not critiqued as they are offered. Get all the ideas on the table before critiquing. Waiting to critique will generally increase the amount of participation. Help the group come to decisions. A group reaches consensus when it finally agrees on a choice, and each group member can say, "I believe that others understand my point of view. I believe I understand others' points of view. Whether or not I prefer this decision, I support it and will not undermine it because it was arrived at openly and fairly and is the best solution for this committee or group at this time." Summarize decisions. When a group seems to have come to a consensus or decision, restate and summarize what the final decision is. This helps to ensure that all members hear the same thing. Clarification at this point can prevent problems later. Agree on action plans. An action plan outlines the specifics that must be done. Not every goal needs an action plan, but for goals that involve more than one person, it's usually helpful to be specific about who will do what by when. Every goal should have a point person, an individual charged with ensuring that the goal is moving forward. The point person is not expected to complete the goal personally, but to connect the people involved, make progress reports, and seek assistance or resources needed to keep the goal moving forward. After a meeting, distribute minutes. Ensure that minutes are produced and promptly distributed to all attendees, including guests. Meeting minutes don't need to include everything everyone said. They do need to include the following: date, time, and location, attendees, key points raised and decisions made, motions and voting results if votes taken, who is responsible for what follow-up action and by when, name of the recorder. Archive meeting documents. All meeting documents, including the agenda, minutes, and supporting documents, should be kept together and archived. Check for action. Often people need a gentle nudge to remind them about completing action items. Leaders need to check to ensure that action is taking place as agreed. The check can be an email or phone call to the point person or meeting devoted to checking on progress. Not checking may send a message that not much action is really expected. Now you know what you need to do before a meeting, during a meeting, and after a meeting in order for it to be successful. Next week, we'll be discussing best practices and solutions to common problems in meetings.